As in the previous video, to better show the concept of risk aversion, we will use the S&P 500 instead of our stock portfolio to combine with the bond fund. So we will combine the holding in the S&P 500 with the holding in the bond fund and calculate how much should be invested in the portfolio and how much should be in the risk-free asset. So we first find the combination of S&P 500 and the bond fund that gives the highest Sharpe ratio. Let's just copy these rows here. And put in the data. Before we can calculate the variance, we need to calculate the covariance between the S&P 500 and the bond fund. So mod transpose there minus the expected return multiplied by the same area then divide by 9, Control Shift Enter. And this is the covariance between the S&P 500 and the bond fund. Now we can calculate the variance. We will just copy the formula from here and only change this to this and this to this. You can check the previous videos on if you don't remember how to calculate the variance. And this gives the standard deviation of 15%. And we calculate the Sharpe ratio. So you take the expected return minus the risk-free rate divided by standard deviation of the portfolio. And we use solver to maximize the Sharpe ratio. So there, max, by changing this and keeping this to 100%. There. So you should have 12% in the S&P 500 and 88% in the bond fund if you want to maximize the Sharpe ratio. Now we can calculate how much should be invested in this portfolio and how much should stay in the bank deposit. So you just take the expected return here minus the risk-free rate, divide by 2, multiply by the risk aversion coefficients, 2 multiply by the variance of the portfolio, set brackets here, there, and there. Also set a constraint so that the proportion doesn't exceed 100%. This gives still 100% should be in the stock and bond. And 0% in the bank deposit. This gives the return of standard deviation. We can increase the risk aversion coefficient. With the risk aversion coefficient as 5, you will deposit more in the bank deposit, 18% in the bank deposit and 82% in the stock and bond in the S&P 500 and bond fund portfolio. This gives 6.10 expected return and 6% standard deviation. In this video, we have included a bond fund in our portfolio. We construct an efficient frontier and found the combination between stock portfolio and the bond fund that gives highest Sharpe ratio. And then we found an optimal allocation between the stock and bond portfolio and the bank deposit. We found that 100% of our capital should be in the stock and bond portfolio. And to better illustrate the risk aversion and optimal allocation, we changed our stock portfolio to the S&P 500 and combined that with the bond fund and found an optimal allocation between the portfolio and the bank deposit. In the next video, we will look at the theory of volatility and the time horizon.